Aloha, beautiful friends. This is Layara from Brutal Truth Media Maui. I want to kind of get you guys updated on the GMO initiative, the big war that's going on out here in Hawaii. Well, a lot of it is blown up out of proportion, and I kind of want to get you guys caught up. And then I'm going to throw my spin on it or my 2 cents on it. But I basically want to read you this. This came out. Let's look at the date up here. You can see in the top left, January 15th, 2015. They keep updating this, but it's been around for a little bit. I wanted to get to this a few days ago, but I've been wrapped up, of course, with family and stuff. But let's just get right into this. This is called World War III in Hawaii Update. Maui GMO ban wins a skirmish. Excuse me. I have something to say, though, about this image here. Keep them natural, no GMO. I'm all for, extinguishing the GMO crops. I'm all for it. But I really don't think it's fair that we're not being honest with the natives, because there's no way to keep it natural out here. We have some of the most severely altered weather wars conditions going on out here, excuse me, that are so severe. They've been, remember, chem clouds are over 100 years in the making. Tesla came up with his own plasmic mirror-like substance to reflect his, death ray gizmo off of the ionosphere. So, they've been testing out, fabricating, experimenting with all types of atmospheric applications since, the early 1900s. So by now, it's so highly advanced that they could basically put a chem cloud right over on the top of your head if they wanted, with a space-based laser plasma beam weapon. They really have to just send more of a signal down into the atmosphere because it's like part of a code. And these chem clouds, they appear out of thin air with no aircraft in sight. There's also highly advanced cloaked orbs and drones that are also involved, but there's a lot of motherboard communications with space-based weaponry communications going on that we can't even see. And these chem clouds are the carriers, the receivers, and the transmitters for all the scalar energy that is basically sent down from space and then back up again. And anyway, I wanted to say, keep them natural. I'm all for it. But you guys, you Shaka movement, you cannot take away the hope from the people and deny them the whole truth and just give them part of the truth. I know you guys want to be more palatable and not too out there because you want more power, more people to believe in you. And I know most humans can't believe in me because I don't water it down. I have a small, considerably a global effect on people. I have fans all over the world. But I'm a much more condensed version of just serious truthers who don't want anything watered down. And what these big people, these big shot, activist posers, GMO posers, is what they do is they'll give you just a little bit of truth, just enough to hook and bait you, but then water it down so you're kind of deluded on what's really going on. And I'm trying to tell you that 80% of the genetically modified organisms, 80% of the attack from them is between the vaccinations and the viral, bacterial, infectious nanotech intelligence that are in these chem clouds. They work as a code. They're genetically coded to our DNA, to our cells. They're able to program us with all kinds of diseases. They make money on our sickness. So what I want to say is you cannot stop GMO even if you stop the crops. In fact, the crops are really the smallest, the least of the poisoning is coming from the crops, because those are just some ground crops here and there where this viral airborne attack, as well as the vaccinations, it's global. And with the atmosphere, you can cover every square inch with biological warfare. Anyway, I want to get back into this. I just get so swayed when I have a sip of tea. I'm totally all for Shaka movement getting these crops out of here, but to deny me my opinion And to show you the severity of the attack on our water supply, which I'll get back to more, it's criminal. I'm going to go ahead, though, and read this for you guys, and then kind of go in as far as I can. Maybe you can read it with me. So here we go. This is Brian Shahady, Health Impact News editor. And it says here, as we have previously recorded here at Health Impact News, World War III is now engaged in battles at the same location that brought the United States into World War II, the islands of Hawaii. Again, I want to throw in that the islands of Hawaii are illegally occupied. We are not even a legal state. There's just been a lot of red tape, to... Let's not get into that, but I'm telling you right now, the military came in and took this place over against the wishes of the natives, turned it into a state because it's one of the most powerful motherboard computer database, Pacific Dominion. I mean, it's a very powerful place to be, and they've got some of the most powerful underground military bases here. Star Wars weaponry headquarters at the top of, on the Big Island, as well as over here on Maui. Haleakala is got, I hear, about 17 floors down, rows of cables, rows of computers, rows of, any kind of communications that works with the Star Wars weaponry is going on down there. Anyway, I want to get back into this. There's probably no place on the planet that is home to such diametrically opposite philosophies of farming and agriculture than Hawaii. Hawaii is a huge testing ground for the development of genetically modified seeds, and it is also home to some of the most innovative, sustainable agricultural projects found anywhere in the world. For a long time now, most of the food people eat in Hawaii has been imported from the mainland, as large corporations practice monocropping and large-scale production of fruits, nuts, coffees, etc. in Hawaii to the exclusion of other crops and livestock. At one time, Dole Foods owned one whole island. But more recently, people in Hawaii have begun to look at sustainable agricultural principles to better utilize the land and take steps towards food independence. The new generation of sustainable small-scale farmers believe they can not only become independent from cheap corporate food imported from the mainland, but become an exporter of high-quality foods as well. China and Japan are ready markets for high-end food products produced with sustainable methods and nutrient-rich soil. However, this growing trend threatens big ag and big food and their corporate profits, as Hawaii's rich natural resources allow them to mass produce a lot of food in far less space than in most of the rest of the United States. Excuse me. Okay, right here it says, since every single person on the planet has to eat to live, I don't think I'm exaggerating too much by calling Hawaii the battleground for World War III. It is not a battle of nations, armies at will, as World War II was, when the Japanese bombed Hawaii and dragged the United States into the war. No, that was all staged by the New World Order. They planned that so that they'd have a right to attack, right to making more war machines, right to killing more soldiers, goes on and on. Anyway, rather, it is a battle against the rights of consumers to grow and eat the kind of food they want, versus the corporate monopolies funded by the United States government to force a food system largely funded by our tax dollars to mass produce a cheap food that consumers don't really want. The casualties from this war can be far greater than the total casualties from both World War I and World War II. It is true if you incorporate, I think that's a little extreme for just the crops, but if you include the atmospheric airborne attack along with the vaccinations that are all part of a code, they work completely together. In fact, the vaccines were made as a Siamese twin to the biological warfare and the viral, bacterial, infectious agents and intelligence that multiply themselves in these, invisibly in the air They're not telling you that that's where most of these genetically modified organisms are coming from. It's a little bit of a not very truthful, but look, this is pretty good. You know, it shows you the voting here, what went on. It looks at Maui residents vote to ban GMOs, November 2000, Monsanto sues to block ban. This is just all a bunch of hype, and I want to tell you right now that I know the guys. I know Bruce from Mandala. I know Joe Marshala. These are the guys behind it. I've known them my whole life. These are my friends. In fact, I used to work for them. And then Joe Marshala used to burn CDs for me 20 years ago in Seattle. I mean, it's so ridiculous that I would not be invited. We all do crap. I mean, who doesn't have something bad to say about somebody? None of us are perfect. I mean, I'm like a Robin Hood. If I've done anything, I mean, I don't rip off from my friends. I don't go into somebody's car. I don't go into somebody's house. I don't take stuff off the beach. You know, the only things I've done is I can say Walmart, okay? Who the hell doesn't hate these people that are really materialistic and this hide behind a front? I don't respect that, but I'm trying to tell you, if you don't have an honor code, you have nothing, and I have an honor code. And my honor is right to you, to those listeners who want to believe in me, you want to be turned against me. I don't care. I got God. And God knows my heart better than anybody. And I want to thank those of you who come and are going to watch this video and want to be awoken. I will continue down here. Look, Maui County Maui County Charter. Genetically engineered organisms. Yes. 50% no. 48%. KITV4. Okay, this is just such a bunch. It's a big distraction. And look at all these people sticking their hands up like they're so happy there's not going to be any poison and we're going to have like pure organic food. You know, kiss your organic garden goodbye. Okay, every single day you are being affected by a viral, a bacterial, infectious intelligence, along with smart dust nanotech intelligence. This stuff's floating around in those clouds, and they outnumber 10 times the natural clouds. Look at all these people. Yay, Shaka strikes back. How cool. Okay, this is really ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to finish reading this here. Strikes back. Yeah, right. And you don't allow me in to tell you what's really going on. I went to one of Bruce Poser from Mandala. You big poser with your long hair. You think you're such a cool guy. You're a moron. Anyway, he's got all these groupies and he's got this store and everyone kisses his ass and it makes me want to gag. He's a total materialistic spiritual groupie. I'm here laying it on the line, you know, spitting my truth for you all to say, hey, I'll continue. As we reported, in November, Maui residents successfully passed a ballot initiative banning new GMO crops in Maui County. The resolution passed by a slim margin, but biotech giants Monsanto and Dow AgroSciences spent $8 million in a campaign to prevent the measure from passing. So while the margin of victory was small, the victory was huge. As soon as it was obvious that the measure had been passed, Monsanto Hawaii filed a lawsuit in a federal court to block the ban, and a preliminary injunction was granted by the court. Here in the second week of December, the grassroots organization in Hawaii called Shaka has successfully filed a motion to become a party to the lawsuit Monsanto filed, and has successfully moved the case to a different judge. Remember, I warned you guys about, let's not go there. I'll keep reading. I warned you guys about the shady judge totally connected to Monsanto, but I will keep going on here. Here in the second week of December, the grassroots organization in Hawaii called Shaka has successfully filed a motion to become a party to the lawsuit Monsanto filed, and successfully moved the case to a different judge. The memorandum filed with the federal court appears to have been so compelling that the existing judge, Barry Curran, really had no choice but to allow Shaka to become a party to the lawsuit. Then they promptly booted Judge Curran off the case. Well, you know why, because he was working for Monsanto. Curran ruled earlier this year that county ordinance regulated GMO pesticides in Hawaii, and the Big Island improperly preempted state law, which is probably why Monsanto and biotech wanted him off this case as well. Yeah, right. They're just saying that. No, they wanted him on the case. They had to come up with a good reason why he left. It's all just smoke and mirrors. So what is Shaka? Here's a bit of information about Shaka from their website. The group behind getting the GMO ban to pass in the November elections. The Shaka movement is an advocacy, communications, and educational outreach program and hub where people and organizations come together to work in unison towards sustainable practices to affect a positive change for the environment and for the people in the Hawaiian Islands. They try to act like they're so into outreach and people coming and sharing their story. When I walked in to share my story about how you can't stop GMO, they started to shake, brought me to the door, asked me to leave and never come back. And everyone there, their ears were glued. They wanted to hear more. I realized it was about money. They're soaking and about having power. If they want to feel like they can stop it, they're misleading the people like a couple of big hoaxers. Anyway, I'll keep going on here. We are a self-organizing grassroots movement, which means that each of us who participates is the movement. Yeah, right. The goal of this website is to educate and organize citizens with watered down disinfo and little pieces of truth. We provide the best information available. Yeah, right, you do. And give all citizens the opportunity, oh my God, listen to this, to participate in effecting change in a way that best suits their life, their passion, and their time availability. Would they take a piece of some ecstasy to write this? This is so pathetic. The Shaka movement is a Hawaii tax-exempt 501c3 nonprofit. Baloney with your PayPal on your Shaka movement. Nonprofit educational organization, and our mission is to bring forth informed scientific facts. Well, how can you have scientific facts if you can't even read the chem clouds? Everybody has their spin on it when you can't visually see a factual piece of evidence in front of you. Everyone has their spin on it, so everyone can, throw their truth out there, their spin. But when you can read those chem clouds, I've been doing this for 15 years. I have proof of other YouTubes I've had before this. I've got some videos that other truth websites loaded that were mine, that were loaded before my Brutal Truth Media Maui channel I have now, proving I've been doing this 5 years before that. That's just 10 years on this YouTube channel. I had one earlier for a couple of years. I've been doing this close to 15 years. You need to listen. These are where the facts are. These guys are a bunch of hogwash. No amount of evidence can make somebody see what they can't accept, and they're just putting their spin on it because they can't see all the chems, because they're not advanced. They just jumped this wagon like 4 years ago. I've been doing this 14, 15 years. Please. Anyway, I'm going to continue here. We are committed to bringing forth okay, we already read that. We have successfully assisted 5 Maui County citizens in gathering over 19,000 signatures on petitions to release a new ordinance in the Maui County Charter to establish a temporary moratorium on the cultivation of GMO crops, test crops, and their associated pesticide use until industry-funded and county administrative safety studies are conducted and reviewed by the council and the public. Over 20,000 people support this movement, and we are growing by 1,000 each month. Yeah, you're collecting your gurus with watered-down information because too much truth. Nobody can have, they're all grasping for logic, and if something's too far out there, they're going to listen to the guy that has it watered down. And they're smart. They know just give enough truth, but leave out a lot so that they can kind of put pieces together, but they're not putting them together the way they're supposed to go. They're all being deranged inside from the Shaka movement. Anyway, I'm going to read this a little more. I'll leave the link. You guys can even just read this. How did the Shaka get to be party in the Hawaii lawsuit? Okay, I'll read this a little bit right here. Let me have a sip of tea. Okay, in short, by apparently hiring some very intelligent attorneys who know and understand Hawaii's state constitution, local ordinances, state laws, and federal laws as applied to the current situation. Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to go on and on and on here. You can go read about it. They're going to tell you how brilliant and wonderful this whole movement is. It's a crock of crap. I'm gonna go over here and show you guys what I'm talking about, okay? For starters, check this out. I mean, let's look at this sky here, guys. This is a completely weaponized skyline. You can see these ripples going through here. I'll play this just for a minute, okay? I'm just trying to show you this, and I'm gonna, as it gets a little bit going along more here, when I back up, I'm gonna show you something. Look at this. This right here is a weaponized atmosphere. That's scalar energy being sent down from space, and these chem clouds are the carriers, the receivers, and the transmitters for all of the electromagnetic scalar energy that's being sent down from space. I want you to basically look at this sky right here. Every single thing you see is artificial. I know it's extreme, and I'm talking about the mackerel up here and the cirrus in the back, okay? It's all artificial. We're gonna continue to get back down here so we can look at what's going on here. But, you know, you gotta get it, guys. You gotta get it. Take a look at what's going on here. This entire skyline is artificial. I mean, this is some scary stuff. I'm just trying to show you guys, this is where the severity of the viral, bacterial, genetically modified organisms, it's called infectious agents, and they are particles that are invisible. They're part of the artificial intelligence that activates these chem clouds, and they are able to attack your pineal gland, give you depression, give you mood swings, make you go mad, actually physically hurt you. Here are some other types of chem clouds I want you guys to really take a look at. You know how you go everywhere and you see these types of clouds everywhere and they seem so real, but they're so fake. I'll play this for just a couple minutes here. I just want you guys to look at these clouds here. Don't they look real? Check those out. You see them everywhere. I'm going to just stop that for a minute. Those are also the types of clouds that you see everywhere that are artificial and nobody knows. I'll show you some more. Here we go. I was on a plane trip ride going, let me, by the way, show you my thumbs up on this video. We've got 58 thumbs up, 6 down. It's called Unfathomable Chemical Blankets Smother the Earth, Mackerel Chem Clouds from 40,000 feet. This is my video. Let's just take a look here, guys. You got to wake up with how severe the genetically modified organisms are in the atmosphere. So check this out, guys. Right there, that's your mackerel. They call it a mackerel texture. It went for literally thousands of miles. I'm 40,000 feet up in the air here on one of my trips to California. I've got another trip coming up. I'm going to go back to Washington. But can you see how you've got layer upon layer upon layer? Right there, I want you to, I'm going to freeze frame for a second. You can see how it's kind of rippled. These clouds are actually carrying an artificial intelligence. Okay, and they are deliberately heating up the planet to get to the oil in the Arctic. And so they're using global warming as a front while they deliberately smother the earth with this artificial cloud cover. You can see the ripples right there. That is some highly activated infectious intelligence. It also has the ability to create man-made earthquakes. All they have to do is turn on the space-based weaponry, send those plasma beam weapons down to targeted spots, pockets of oil, pockets of gas or moisture. You don't need tectonic plates. If you hone down and you send that vibration, that scalar energy down into the earth for say a couple of days, you're going to be able to create an earthquake anywhere you go, a tsunami, a volcano to go off. They can control anything and everything with these artificial clouds. And all I want to say to you guys right now is I'm all for, remember, the genetically modified crops disappearing. But you can't compete. Look at this. This is endless mile upon mile, thousands of miles of the earth completely covered in a weaponized plasmic cocoon. Okay, I'll leave these links. I'm going to go on to another one here. Oh, look at here. Here's another flight I did, and I want you to check this out. This has a 72 thumbs up, 8 down, dudes. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Okay, you see? Right there, you've got layer upon layer and strip upon strip. This is all being activated by a motherboard, artificial intelligence, from space-based lasers, plasma beam weapons, down to gyrotron stations underground, power stations underground, under the ocean floor. It all works together, but you got to understand that these chem clouds are the carriers, receivers, transmitters, like the activators, the matter that carries the directed intelligence from these space-based, you know, modules, motherboards. So I want to continue on. I'll play this a little more, but come on, people think their Cloudbusters and Origin can compete. That's for people that only see the obvious chem clouds. You got to remember, the obvious chem clouds are out there. They're a distraction. So you can't see the real looking chem clouds. I mean, chem clouds are 100 years in the making, guys. They're coming up with stuff so advanced, you can't even tell. And if you weren't an acute cloud watcher with acute detectability, forensic science abilities, don't even try. They're so high-tech right now, you're going to fool yourself. This is what I do. You got to give me credit. I'm pretty dumb in a lot of areas, but this is my territory. I would not put my reputation on the line, which is already, that has more fun than me, and stand behind this. And I mean, let's take again a look at the thumbs up, brothers and sisters. We got 72 thumbs up, 8 down. Come on. Everyone's supporting this. Look at what's going on. It's like, look at this. It's like literally half the earth is being suffocated. Okay, let's see what else is going on up here. Oh yeah, and here's a space-based laser. Remember the space-based laser weaponry that I've been talking about? Go here, I'll leave this link for you. I'm the first activist to capture a space-based laser, a plasma beam weapon, sending down scalar energy, activating a thunder lightning storm. How'd I do it? I had the vision to detect chem clouds. I started going through thunderstorms going, these clouds just don't look right, man. I know these are fake. I'm going to look for something activating them. Boom! Look what I found. As soon as I loaded up, Dutch Sense, all of a sudden, he had more confidence in his activism. Michael Murphy, they all got confidence from my find. And what I do every second, I go stop, 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 stop. About 10 different videos till I found this. This is my find. I'm going to show you how many I've got. What? 6,675 views, 142 thumbs up, 10 down. Okay, I'm telling you straight up, I'm such a huge piece of putting the pieces together. They're trying to have me silenced. Anything lame I've done is being polished, put up on a throne. Hey, what about all the good I do to awaken humanity? Everyone rips me off. No one wants me on the radio. Even Coast to Coast. I call up Coast to Coast and I give them this incredible video. I don't hear one word from them, but then I start hearing things about storms getting activated, you know, by space-based weaponry. I'm going, you MFs. Because here's the proof. Anyway, I'll keep going on. Another thing I want to turn you guys on to is, oh yeah, check this out. This is something I want you guys to kind of get a look at. This again has 47 thumbs up, 9 down. This is what I mean about our nobody knows how bad it is. Everyone thinks, oh, we can stop GMO. Well, again, here you've got our water supply, about probably 2/3 of it. And right up here, you've got a bomb, chem cloud, a chem bomb ascending up out of a cumulonimbus type of a cloud cover. But it looks a little bit sloppy on top. All I want to say right there, and you see your little bit of cirrus clouds in the background there, that right there is completely artificial. Nobody knows our real clouds. There's a few real ones right here, okay, on the bottom. It's probably one right there. But all this stuff on top, this whole plate, is all artificial, nanotech, viral, bacterial, artificial, infectious agents and intelligence. And that's all going in our water supply on purpose. And this stupid looking cumulus wannabe separates more in the video, and it's so fake. I'll leave this for you. Another thing I wanted to show, this is me flying in from the mainland another time. Look at these clouds. You know how you go out, you see all these gray strips all the time, guys? What they do is they expand into big puffy clouds, or sometimes they turn into artificial chem fronts, like the whole horizon look like it's gonna rain, but there's no rain, it's just gray. Well, these are really sneaky. They're everywhere, all over the world. These have been around, I think these have been around since the 60s, because I'm really observant and stuff I've watched. They've been doing these so long in Hawaii. Nobody knows the difference. We've got four generations that have been living under these chem clouds, and this again is why the Shaka movement needs to shut their mouth, because they're misleading the people. We can stop GMO. Are you out of your mind? You're insane. There's no way to stop these chems, and these chem clouds are, like I said, are 80% of the attack is airborne, and also through the vaccines. They're part of a code. They work together. They have unlimited cloning capabilities. They have infectious agents that are incurable unless you're the New World Order. Remember, they have a cure for AIDS. They have a cure for the Ebola. Every single thing that comes out with is a masterminded, genetically modified organism mixed with human cells and DNA. And what they do is they conjure up by splicing all these different DNA species and mixing and mutilating them together. They're able to come up with these... Siri, I have to turn this music down for a second, my darlings. They come up with these unbelievable strains of sinister entity possession, viral, bacterial, infectious agents that take over your cells. And they're coming from the sky, and they're coming from the vaccines. It's like a code. They work together. All I'm trying to say to you guys, if you really got to wake up, the Shaka movement is so watered down, I almost feel like I need a milkshake when I think of them. Okay, this is something else I want to show you before I let you go. You know that huge star out here in Hawaii that everyone thinks is Venus? Well, it's not. I think it's some sort of a Star Wars weaponry control module of sorts, but I'll zoom on there in just a second. I want to show you guys there. I was sitting there one night, and I turned this thing on. And take a look at this. Let's back that up for a minute. See how this starts out? I gotta put a song on here. Oh, never mind. I'm going to show you this because I'm going to get off here soon. Check this out. See how it starts out as a star. I zoom in. Watch. Okay, looks like a star. Those are lights at Maui. I zoom in. Okay, right there. It's out of focus. Okay? But it's going to get in focus, and you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. Okay, let's wait until this comes into focus. Let's see if I can get this to show up better. I'm going to have to leave you the link for this. This thing blew my mind that I captured. There we go. Let me see if I turn this light out, if it gets better. Sorry, guys. Right there, this thing is in... Let's see. There you go. There you go. Watch the bullseye underneath this thing and the mouth wiggle. Look at this. Look at the bullseye underneath. Look at the mouth wiggle. Okay, I want to stop that for a minute. There's a side, there's a side, there's a side, there's a side, there's a side. There's a chunk missing. This thing is not natural. It's the thing everyone thinks is Venus. It's got a bullseye on the bottom. If you watch it, it's like there's some sort of rotating energy or electricity or something on the bottom, some radiation, something going on there that's creating this bullseye and the little mouth to wiggle. Wait until you come back and watch this. You'll be blown away. I have the thing up in complete parts. Check this out. There it is there. You come by here and check this out. You see it over here. Got it up over here. And you're going to see the thing. Let's see. Here we go. There it is. Here's another time I caught it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has a little circle on it this time. Watch. And watch the bullseye. I'm telling you guys, this was like a year before. There's something going on there. You gotta check out my videos, man. I'm really telling you. This place is so, so, so highly used. It's like a motherboard. Watch this thing go out. I didn't pull back on it at all. And the thing ends up, oh, look, it's coming back in. Because I think it's a hologram. Remember how I had that piece, that chunk missing? I honestly think it's a hologram. And they're concealing something, some sort of space-based weaponry or some sort of intelligence going on up there. Watch, it disappears. I never pulled away. The thing gets smaller, bigger. It's a freaking hologram, you guys. They said holograms can have 7D. They say it looks like a comet. They can have a comet crashing to Earth with tectonic warfare going off. It disappears. Did you see that? Comes back. There's no clouds this night, guys. This is a holographic projection. And see how it goes down to nothing? I never pulled back. Make sure you go back to the other one where there's that chunk missing on this other one. Don't forget what I'm trying to say to you guys. Watch this. This is so bizarre. Look at the chunk missing. Anyway, I love you guys. You mean everything to me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for giving me a chance and checking out my videos on my Brutal Truth Media Maui. It really means a lot. You guys rock. The few of you who can really take the tortured truth. It means a lot. Hui ho. Ha'ole makahiki ho. Goddess bless. God bless. You're beautiful. Aloha.